The following clip is about a woman named Clarissa who's living with a strong feeling that something dark is lingering in her house. And you know what they say? When you feel something's there, you're probably right. One quiet weekend, she's home with her 3-year-old son when this happens.
I'm at work, but I need to share this video with you guys. I need your advice. Tell me what you guys think. I have a ghost. I know I do. Ever since I moved into this house 3 years ago, I've always said that there's like a dark spirit or dark energy in there. And guys, this weekend I caught it on camera. I was loving my son, as you'll see in the video. I was giving him lots of loving, and I walk away and he points to the door and he tells me monster. So pay attention to the door, guys. The whole video, the door's closed. I can even show you videos before that. My door is closed. There's no possible way it could have opened. The air wasn't on. There wasn't a breeze. Nobody was home. Okay, it was just me and my son. So watch the door closely and tell me what you think. You can't hear sound in it because my camera doesn't record sound, but my son said when he points, he says monster. So if you see in the video, you can see me like turn around and pause and look at the door like, was the door open? Like, I was even freaking out because I'm like, am I going crazy? Did I open the door? No. I went back to all the other videos. I did not open the door. Did not open the door. So watch and tell me what you guys think, because I'm a big believer in all this stuff. So let me know, guys. All right, guys, so watch closely. I go give him some love, and then I turn around and then just watch the door. I also replay the video at the end so you can see the door. At this point, I'm freaking the hell out, you guys. Excuse my language, but look at me. I'm like, what the hell? And my 3-year-old is the one who pointed it out. Mind you, he is 3. But I'm freaking out. I grab my phone and I hold him closely. And then there's the replay so you guys could see closely.
The door slowly opens on its own with no draft, no one else in the house, and no faulty hinges, because Clarissa already had it checked. But that's not the disturbing part. It's what her son does next that deeply unsettles her. He looks toward the doorway, lifts a finger, and says one word: monster. She shared the footage online hoping for answers, but the advice she got only left her more confused. While many viewers agreed her son likely saw something she couldn't, the suggestions for what to do next were all over the place. Some said don't cleanse the house, it could open a portal. Others warned against saging, claiming it might make the entity angrier or attract something worse. Now, she's stuck and afraid to act, but even more afraid to do nothing. If you were in her shoes, what would you do? This next clip is about Sabia, a mother living in the Netherlands who's been dealing with something strange in her home. According to her, the house seemed normal at first, until things like this started happening. Have a look.
Stil. Dat is dat vieze, creepy ass keukentje. Kijk, dat bedoel ik dus. Dat is het licht. Varkje kwam dus. Er is hier dus, dit is dus het lichtknopje. Het is echt helemaal niet. Deze deur is gewoon dicht. Er is hier gewoon echt helemaal niemand. Fuck. Zie je zo'n ding? Kijk. Dat bedoel ik dus. Oh my god. Er is hier echt helemaal niemand. Dit is het weer, hè?
She was already fast asleep when a loud sound woke her up. But here's where things get unsettling. The door you just saw move is very heavy, and it takes a good amount of effort to close it. Even she struggles with it sometimes. So how does a door like that suddenly close on its own, without anyone near it? And then there's the sound from the kitchen. It's as if someone was repeatedly flipping the light switch, but when she checked, the lights were off, and no one was there. Nothing that's happened in this house has made any logical sense to Sabia, and now she's hoping anyone who sees this can give her answers. So do you think this is just a coincidence, a structural issue, or did Sabia actually capture something paranormal? Now, this next clip comes from a guy named Mathis, who's been living in a house that's over 160 years old. For the 2 years he has stayed there, nothing unusual happened until the night of July 30th, 2025. That night, he was cleaning up the kitchen after dinner and everything felt normal, until he headed upstairs for bed and caught sight of something through the front door's glass. Have a look.
What in the actual hell? There's literally...
At first, it looks like someone is standing outside his front door at 10 p.m., but when he rushes to confront them, no one's there. The strange thing about the figure in the footage is that it moves. It has a face, appears to be wearing a hat, and stayed for several hours. Mathis insists there was no one across the street, and according to him, the angle of the front door makes it nearly impossible to cast a shadow like that without being physically close. And here's a detail that adds a strange layer to the whole thing. Mathis's house is located near a forensics center, where autopsies are regularly performed. For 5 nights, Mathis hasn't been able to sleep, and he's still trying to debunk what he saw. Until he does, this remains a mystery. Now, in this next clip, a man from the Philippines who recently moved to Japan shares his growing concerns about the paranormal activity in his new apartment. Back home in the Philippines, he says he was no stranger to eerie encounters, but what's happening in Japan feels different. This is what a typical day looks like in his new home.
Wala naman tao. Yung tunog doon sa video, ganito yun eh. Pakinggan nyo ah. Kala ko kasi may tao, pero nagulat ako. Nyo ah. Diba? Ganun yung tunog. Wala naman tao. Nakakabuisit. Buisit. Langya ka. Sino ka man? Aga pa naman. Oh. 6:10. Yung dalawang kasama ko mamaya pa yun. Ah? Tama ba? 5:50. Ito na yung oras, alas 5:50. Sunog na nga yung ano ko niluluto. Ganun na ganun yung tunog. Wala naman tao yan, sarado pa yan Wala pa yung mga kasamahan ko. Wala, diba? Pero may nagkalabog ng pinto ko. Nakakabuisit. Ito yung tunog ng pinto ko Yung pinto na to. Ayan yung labas namin Ayan, ito yung pinto. Ayan. Pakinggan nyo Pakinggan nyo. Pakinggan nyo. Hindi ko tinatakot yung sarili ko. Pero alam ko yung kalabog kung galing sa loob o galing sa labas. So yun lang. Sino man siya, bahala siya sa buhay niya.
While documenting the activity, he casually talks about the coping strategies that worked for him back in the Philippines. Things like prayers, playing Christian music, and setting up micro CCTV cameras to monitor unexplained events. But viewers in the comments warned him with comments like, Japanese ghosts, often called yurei, are not the same. Unlike the silent, motionless spirits he was used to, yurei are believed to be far more interactive, often driven by strong emotions like vengeance or sorrow, and their methods of making themselves known are often much more terrifying. After reading several comments, he's starting to realize that the rituals he relied on back home might not protect him here, but he's willing to take his chances. We wish him luck. In this next clip, Cello is home alone doing the dishes when she suddenly hears strange noises. She steps out to check but finds nothing unusual, so she sets up a camera in the living room before heading back to the kitchen. A few minutes later, the camera captures this.
Okay, I'm so crazy, right? Here you go. Baby is terrified. Hold on. I know. You're okay. You're okay. I know. God, I'm like shaking.
This isn't the first time something like this has happened in her house. Over the years, Cello's dealt with objects falling for no reason, heavy footsteps when no one else is home, and at one point she even woke up to the sound of someone whispering her name, except no one was there. It took a long time, but she eventually traced it all back to something she picked up over a decade ago. A necklace. Back in 2011, she bought what she thought was just a vintage piece of jewelry at an estate sale. The necklace had symbols she didn't understand, but later she discovered it was tied to a figure infamous for occult rituals and dark spiritual practices. According to her, the moment she got rid of the necklace, whatever had been connected to that object was gone. Or so she hopes. But some viewers aren't so sure, because when you bring something into your life that was meant to bind, control, or channel something else, getting rid of the object doesn't always mean getting rid of what came with it. Let's hope that's not the case for Cello. The following video was shared by Karina's friend, Mercy, after she stumbled on a weird clip on her friend's phone. And since Karina didn't fully believe her own experiences were anything unusual, Mercy decided to help her repost what was happening. Watch this.
And sent me this over this weekend. It's the middle of the night. It's in her living room. I don't know what to think. So there's a shadow in the corner. And it just kind of glides off. But that's not the craziest part. Her TV is auto set to turn off, so Nothing paranormal there. This is what's weird. Who was that? What was that? There's just someone there. Just appears. There's nobody in this house that looks like that. And if someone broke in, you would have seen it. It's just, it appears and then it disappears. I don't know, you guys. I'm sufficiently spooked, so let me know what you think.
If this figure was an intruder, the figure wouldn't just appear and suddenly disappear without ever walking toward the door. Even more unsettling, you'll notice how the light near the bottom of the wall warps when the figure passes, almost as if whatever it is, it's interfering with the space around it. With this footage, Mercy is now convinced something else is living in the house, but with no one able to give a clear explanation, it seems likely we'll never know what really made its way inside her friend's house. Now in this next clip, a man is about to go to bed when he hears some strange noises and captures this on camera.
You guys are hearing that, right? Hello? Ever since our cat passed away, things have kind of been picking up. I'm not going back there. Hello? Damn it. Who are you? Get the hell out of here. Jesus. Dude. Stop. No, dude.
You probably missed this. Watch this ball closely. It manifests out of thin air, out of nowhere. Watch.
Excuse me. Are you back there again? This has become its favorite spot. Now, and there he is. Okay, that's enough water, please. Okay. Everyone can see you in their reflection, bud. Everyone can see you in their reflection. And it's gone. Okay. I know he's not in here, but I just want anyone who's watching to see. This is too small, but just like it's not. I just wanted you to see. The cabinets are knocking again. I'm leaving. Oh,
The violent banging noise is one thing, but what really creeps people out is the swing. If you look closely, you'll notice it didn't move until he said hello, and just as he asked, "Who are you?" a ball rolled from nowhere. Look closely. 1 minute the ball doesn't even exist, another minute it rolls out. The next morning, it got worse. Faucets started turning on by themselves, and if you pause the footage at just the right moment, you'll notice a shadow reflected on the fridge door. The fact that he was home alone is what creeps him out, but there could be a rational explanation for this. I'd love to hear your thoughts. This next video was captured in Lauren's home after she installed cameras throughout the house, hoping to find a logical explanation for why things kept moving on their own. One evening, she's relaxing in her living room when this happens.
Because my shirt is 6 and I am 1. I gave you 6 points, I'm deducting 7. This is ridiculous. Don't make me think about numbers again. A brave and accurate decision. Yes, my captain. Yes. Yeah, holy captain, your horticulture is harvestable. Ah, good. Oh, thank you. Mine. Hurry happily and thank these hungry hollow hippos.
The moment it happened, Lauren assumes it was probably her cat, but she was wrong. Take a closer look. There's no way her cat could have done it from the angle it was sitting. Whether this is paranormal or not, the incident is undeniably strange. And although no new videos have been posted since, this one continues to spook viewers. Now in this next clip, May is at Grimsby's West Lincoln Memorial for a routine health check when she starts noticing strange things happening around her. Look closely.
In the hospital again. This is a really creepy freaking hospital. Like, really creepy. I don't know. Door keeps opening. Weird. Weird.
The door has some kind of motion sensor that opens whenever it detects movement, but around 3 a.m., when the halls are completely empty, the door begins opening and closing repeatedly, without anyone near it. To make things worse, May says she started hearing slow shuffling sounds right beside her bed, but there was no one there. She couldn't get any sleep that night, and the next morning, she asked a couple of nurses if they'd ever noticed anything strange. One said patients often complain about hearing someone whispering when no one's around. Another admitted she avoids that wing at night because, in her words, it always feels like someone's watching. Whatever's going on in this hospital, it's not exactly comforting, but until other people post more videos about this place, we can't conclude if it's paranormal or something else entirely. The following video is about a lady called Melissa who has been hearing voices for months now, voices so soft it's easy to miss, like someone murmuring just behind her shoulder. But every time she turns, no one's there, and she even went to the extent of asking people nearby if they said anything to her, but the answer was always no. She eventually ignored it, brushing it off as stress or imagination, but that all changed after what happened the evening she returned from visiting a distant relative. She got home, stepped out of her car, and heard something.
Hello. Oh, yes, of course, you said that. Huh. Oh. Oh, God. Oh.
Before you assume it was the doorbell, keep in mind she doesn't have one. Also, she came home alone, and the only other living thing in that house was her golden fish. The sound came out of nowhere, and after this latest incident, she finally allowed herself to believe what she had been trying so hard to ignore. Something was following her. She uploaded the footage online, and not long after, reached out to a local ghost hunter who immediately scheduled her for a full spiritual consultation. Melissa is now sleeping with salt by the door and mirrors covered, a classic protection method advised by her spiritual experts till they find a more permanent solution. If you've ever lost someone close, you'll know this feeling. That quiet sense they're still nearby, watching, maybe even trying to reach out. It's something a lot of us carry. And for Mrs. Collins, that feeling turned into something much more real. She lost her husband just a few months ago, and while grief is always hard, it is what started happening around the house that made things even harder to process. And the moment it began happening around her daughter, she knew she had to do something, so she started recording these moments. Here's what she caught.
Robert. You said come on. Well, come on, Daddy. I ain't scared. Show me where he at. What's up there? Girl. What you, what? What? Girl. She just be doing it. I don't. What's up there, baby? So Daddy followed us to Grandma's house. I just turned the camera on, and then, cause I see her when she start pointing, she'll point up to the sky.
Mama, Tata.
Where? There's nobody over there right here.
Tata.
Yeah, they're.
After posting it online, people flooded the comments, but one particular viewer warned her to be careful. that sometimes evil spirits disguise themselves as loved ones. The idea got her attention, so she responded,
So this comment right here caught my eye. You don't mean to be insensitive. That's cool. I'm not taking everything to heart. Just don't lie like the person you commented under. He lied. I don't like that. I can have like a conversation about stuff. But you said that when someone passed, they can't speak with the living. I really don't think he's trying to talk to her. I think he's just showing up. And as weird as it sounds, I do believe she sees something. She's one. I don't feel like she's making up anything. She doesn't know how to make up stuff. I don't know how to tell the people who don't believe, but I truly believe that that's my husband. For people that's calling him a demon, so the demon looks just like my husband is what y'all saying? He don't look scary at all to her? So he just disguises himself as exactly as my husband looks. Because my baby knows her daddy. Also, are there no angelic spirits? It seems like people keep talking about evil spirits. Are there no sweet spirits? Are there no angelic spirits? And also, were these evil spirits not once living? I need somebody to answer that question especially. I need that question answered because I'm not well versed on a lot of things, so I'm gonna ask questions so I can get more understanding. And I just know I have opened up the comment section to thousands of comments, millions of views, possibly. So I don't mind listening to people with different opinions, different beliefs. It just has to make sense, and it just can't be somebody telling me somebody taught my daughter that. Nobody taught my daughter that.
Mrs. Collins didn't agree with the idea that it was anything dark. To her, what was happening felt comforting, not threatening. But even then, many viewers remained skeptical. Some viewers supported her, while others insisted the energy might not be as friendly as she thinks. Still, she continued to share clips of her daughter talking to her father.
Dada. Mama, Dada. Where? There's nobody over there right here. What I'm looking at? No.
This new clip got a different reaction, and even some viewers pointed out that the car alarm that randomly went off in the background was a spiritual sign. According to them, angels are known to trigger alarms and flicker lights, but demons can do that too, right? And then there were those who didn't believe it was paranormal at all and suggested the child had simply been told what to say or was just repeating words she had heard and not interacting with anything unseen. Watch what she had to say about this.
So this comment doesn't really sit well with me, and a couple others as well, but this comment says she doesn't see anyone at all. When he passed, someone has been pointing at the sky saying her dad's in heaven. She was taught this. Kids see, hear, and repeat. My baby's 1. So no, nobody has told her your daddy's dead, he's in heaven. Look, your daddy's there. We wouldn't do that. She's 1. It's not like she knows he's dead. It's not like she's asking, where's my daddy? She's 1. Nobody's teaching her anything like that. And for her to be 1, she is smart. She is going to see things, hear things, repeat things. But what you talking about, that's just not the case here. Just say you don't believe that she's seeing him. But don't make up stuff. It's not necessary to make up stuff. Because as far as I know, my baby doesn't know that her dad is dead.
She later told her viewers why she remains confident that her daughter sees her father and not a demon. One night, while folding laundry, she saw her daughter standing in the doorway speaking softly again, so she asked who she was talking to, and her daughter simply said, "Daddy says you shouldn't be sad." Mrs. Collins bursted into tears and later saw something like a shadow slowly rising from the corner of the room and disappearing behind her daughter. Sadly, the moment caught her off guard and she couldn't record it, but she's certain her husband is constantly watching over her and their daughter. Personally, I think the child sees something, we just don't know what, but in the end, that's not for me to decide. So what do you think? Is this a visit from a loved one or a demon pretending to be her father? This next clip was recorded by a woman named Melinda, who had recently moved out of her former home. a place she believed was haunted, to start afresh in a new place. But the moment she settled into her new space with her children, strange things began to happen, and this time they were even harder to ignore. What you're about to see was the final confirmation that whatever haunted her before had followed her.
Over here. Shit. Oh, what happened?
Dude, run. There's a guy inside. Run. Hey, where's your sister?
She's in her room sleeping.
She's inside?
Yeah.
Dude, look. There's a shadow right there. What the heck? Told you there's somebody in here. Amber, baby, come here.
No.
What's that?
The door just closed over there.
Amber. Baby, come here. Are you in here? Oh, dude. I pulled the door back.
Oh my god.
What is that?
Someone's
at the front door. What do I do?
Let's go to the front door, Milos.
Dude, nobody's there. No one's at the front door.
Who rang the doorbell then?
It's knocking, but there's nobody there. Dude.
There's no one there.
Should I open it?
No.
The noise is coming back. It's getting louder and louder.
Oh my. Now it's the doorbell again?
What is going on here?
Shadows moving across the hallway like someone was walking through the house, doors slamming on their own, something pulling back just as she reached to open it, light suddenly going out, doorbell ringing and knocking sounds, all with no one in sight. Now, if it had just been one weird incident, you might be able to brush it off and call it a coincidence, but the timing and the sheer number of strange occurrences all point to one thing. There's a ghost in that house. Just days before this video was taken, her daughter woke up with scratches on her arm, 3 long marks, spaced evenly. Paranormal investigators often note that scratches in threes can symbolize mockery of the Holy Trinity. That same night, Melinda's hallway light was turning on and off repeatedly, then the smoke detector beeped once before falling completely silent, and nothing in the house was on fire. After this last strange activity that she recorded, Melinda was sure she was dealing with something demonic, so she contacted a local ghost hunter and they now have a date locked in for a full cleansing. It won't erase what happened, but maybe, just maybe, it'll finally bring her peace, and hopefully this time the spirit stays gone. The following clip was captured by a woman named Clarissa who was returning home one evening with her children after dinner. As she pulled into the driveway and parked the car, something immediately caught her eye. The bedroom light was on. No one was supposed to be home, and she was certain she didn't leave the light on. She asked her kids to stay in the car while she went inside to check, but just as she stepped out, this happened.
So, me and my kid just got back from eating dinner, and my bedroom light is on, which is strange because I don't remember leaving it on.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure I didn't leave it on. Come on. Listen, I'm gonna walk inside real fast. I want you to wait out here for me. Yeah, I want you. Oh my god. Somebody broke into our. Yeah. I don't know.
Let's go.
Oh. Jaden? Yeah, it is. Go next door. Go next door and get your icy, okay? If you hear me scream, y'all hear me scream, call 911. Okay. Okay?
For most of us, the light suddenly going off with the image we saw reflecting on the glass would have been enough to turn the car back on and run, but she told her children to go next door and call 911 while she walked into the house. The house was completely torn apart with no one inside. If that's not proof of a ghost, I can't wrap my head around any other reason. What she didn't post online was what she found upstairs. The closet door was wide open, and one of her shoes was placed perfectly in the center of the bed, with the rest of the room untouched. That detail alone gave her chills, and she hasn't entered that room since. She showed the footage to her friends and family, and they believed her, clearly because Clarissa had never been one to exaggerate. Her family members, who were concerned about her safety, contacted a local ghost hunter, and they are in the process of getting rid of the spirit. When you've lived with unexplained things long enough, there comes a point where fear turns into frustration. And for Michael and his teenage son, that point came one evening after months of strange activity in their home. There had been odd noises, cold spots, flickering lights, but it was the basement that always felt different, like something was waiting down there. One evening, they made a decision to go down there themselves and face whatever was hiding in the dark. Michael slipped a pouch of blessed salt and a small crucifix into his pocket, items commonly used for spiritual protection, and together, they locked the basement door behind them.
Lock us in. Shit. Okay. Hold on. Take your time. Did you hear that? It's down here. We got it. You smell that? Oh, it smells like shit, bro. Okay, we're gonna go. You go this way too. Stay close to me. Fuck. Dude, stop. Stay by me. It was glass. Don't move. Where'd you fall? I know. God, you smell it. Did you fart? No, it's so cold down here too. It's winter time. Connor, stop. What the fuck? Alright. We're gonna make a run for it. If it drops us, you're dying first. It's gonna just go. Shit. Hold on. Oh, shit, good. Oh, God. What? No. We gotta get here. We gotta get out of it. What are we gonna do? No, stop. Here. You locked us in. I gotta go. You locked us in. No. We make a break. There's nothing there. Stay by me. Stay right behind me. This is a bad idea. Just chill out. Oh shit, it's still there. Why is it so... What the fuck are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Know. You got your phone?
No, I don't.
The noise down there was strange and deep, like growls, but what really stood out was the smell. At first it seemed like something rotten, almost like a bad fart, but then it shifted, becoming thick, sharp, and sulfuric. If there's one thing we know, it's that paranormal investigators often say that the smell of sulfur is a sign of demonic presence, easily mistaken at first, but unmistakable once it hits. But maybe, just maybe, the strange noise and smell could be dismissed. What they saw standing still in the corner of the room is proof that whatever happened in that basement wasn't imaginary. It wasn't even residual energy. It was real and it was demonic. The following video was captured by a woman named Carrie Ann. A mother who has known since the earliest days that her daughter was different. It started when her daughter was just a few weeks old. Carrie would find her staring into corners, giggling, or waving at things no one else could see. Carrie assumed it was nothing but the usual baby behavior until her daughter started describing people. People who weren't there. People who had been dead for years. At first, it frightened her, but after a while, she began to accept it and became convinced her daughter wasn't just seeing things, she was seeing spirits. One afternoon, on what seemed like a perfectly normal day, Carrie and her daughter went to visit Carrie's father's grave, and this happened.
Are you talking to the little kids? You say hello. Yeah. So she totally just stopped at this kid's grave and started talking to it. And of course, I didn't record it. Be nice.
When Carrie uploaded the footage, the responses and comments were overwhelming, but the majority agreed on one thing. The little girl is a medium. And here's the thing about mediums, many believe they're born with a thin veil between this world and the next, able to sense what others can't. Some even say they're messengers, while others say they're guardians. Whatever the case may be, we can only hope this little girl gets the guidance and support she needs to develop her gift, because this kind of gift, as strange as it may be, doesn't come to just anyone. You ever walk into a place that's beautiful on the outside, but something just doesn't feel right? Like the air's a little too still, and your gut tells you to stay alert? That's exactly how Jason Miller felt the first time he stayed at his friend's house. From the outside, you'd never guess. It's the kind of property you'd see on a postcard, surrounded by woods, with a koi pond, a fire pit, and a guest cabin. But for some reason, at exactly 9:30 p.m. every night, strange things begin to happen that make you feel something else is there too, something uninvited. Every night at exactly 9:30 p.m., the energy in the house shifts. It starts with cold spots, even in the middle of summer, then sometimes it's a strange smell, not mildew or anything you can explain, more like rotting flowers or burnt hair. Even the clocks in the house, no matter how many times they were replaced, would stop ticking at 9:33, and phone batteries drain out of nowhere. At first, they joked about it, but after one of their friends left the house one evening, right at 9:30 p.m., no one was laughing anymore. The rest of the group stayed behind, watching the security camera as she walked to her car, and what they saw still gives them chills. A dark, fast-moving figure passed, and a few seconds after they saw it, they saw wet footprints appear on the deck, but no one had come out of the water. After that night, the homeowner began thinking about selling, but Jason needed answers, so he contacted a local ghost hunter to investigate, and the findings were disturbing. Years ago, 4 men had been assassinated in that very house. No memorials, no headlines, just silence, and a history buried under renovation. That discovery changed everything, because now there's no more room for doubt. The nightly occurrences, the shifting energy, the figure on camera, none of it was coincidence. They are all paranormal activities, caused by not just one ghost, but 4. This next clip was recorded by a man named Elias, who had recently left the busy city behind and moved to a remote village tucked deep in the Austrian mountains. His nearest neighbor was a few kilometers away with no streetlights and no traffic, just a thick forest, endless silence, and something else. For the first few months, strange things happened. Lights flickering for no reason, distant knocks at night, and odd animal voices, but he brushed it off as just part of living in the wilderness. The price of peace, as he calls it, until one day he stepped into the bathroom, opened the window, and heard this.
Was zur Hölle? kommt vom Void, Alter.
It sounded like thousands of people screaming, like a stadium during a goal, but 10 times louder. And before anyone could argue it was just a local match or a concert, Lucas was clear. There were no soccer fields nearby, no events, no festivals, no reason for such a sound. It terrified him, especially because deep down, he'd always felt like he wasn't supposed to be there, and it didn't stop. It kept happening, night after night, sometimes for over an hour. Eventually, Elias decided he had to see for himself, so he took his camera and went into the woods.
So today I heard the I don't know, voices or the sounds too. Like the other day it was for like an hour or something, and I'm walking now in the forest, and the weird thing, oh, what the fuck? And the weird thing about forest, or about the noise, like when I got in the forest. No, it's okay. When I got in the forest, it stopped, and I think I heard something. Like when I before I recorded, there was just a weird sound. And that's because I recorded, or I started the recording. Sorry for my poor English, I'm not the best at speaking English. Ich spreche eigentlich Deutsch, lol. I think I heard something. Like it rained for like half of the day. Just because everything here sucks. What the Okay, no. I think it's time to go. Nope. It's very... Nope. I know I'm not like in a horror movie or something. I don't go to this weird noise. When I hear it, I just go. I know it's time to go. Yes. When I don't post on Reddit anymore, you'll know that I died. Oh, what the
It sounded like people chanting or spirits crying out through the woods, and it didn't happen once, but 3 times. At this point, he was convinced he had to listen to his gut, so he packed up and left, and honestly, can you blame him? When you're alone in a remote mountain village, hearing what sounds like spirits screaming, or in a cultic group, in a place with very few people, your mind starts to put pieces together, and none of the possibilities are comforting. The following clip was recorded by Matt, a young man whose family had gone on vacation, leaving him home alone for a few days. Now, Matt isn't new to paranormal activity. In fact, he's had a few brushes with strange activities, but nothing frequent, until his birthday week. At first, he didn't mind the silence, but as his birthday drew nearer, the house began to feel different. One afternoon, while he was relaxing in the living room, something strange and terrifying happened.
Bro. Move it again. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. In the name of Jesus, I banish you back to where you've come from. I banish you back to wherever the came from. This is not your house.
Being deeply religious, Matt did what he could, praying and commanding whatever it was to leave. But just when he thought the energy had passed, something else happened.
What was that, Tiberius? What was that, Tiberius?
Fundamental questions that we need to know as
Fucking
voters.
TV's too
Per
loud.
economic
Bro, I
right.
just heard
What is an opportunity
something
economy? What does that mean?
crazy,
when facts come to facts?
Home Alone. Home Alone.
The economy was higher, inflation was lower.
Bro, I'm telling you.
Things were better overall, and now with Kamala's administration,
Bro, I'm telling you.
so fantastic. And she's saying she can fix the problems that her administration has caused, but I just don't know if I can afford to take that risk.
Race baiting and fear mongering was a big part of her tactic tonight. I think he was gaslit during the entire debate, and that was probably why he was so defensive.
Bro, what was that?
And even when he brought up the topic of race, he brought that up because she's pandering.
Yeah. Look, these voters saw something about it, and we perhaps didn't. Kamala Harris was like an Oprah Winfrey quote book. I mean, she was just spewing these pro-life. It didn't resonate. A lack of specificity.
Did you hear that? What the? What? What the was that? Nah, bro. Yo, what the was that?
If you listen closely, you'll hear it, a whisper, low and chilling, saying, "Here." Now, most people would have packed their bags and left, but Matt stayed, thinking he could handle it until the next sign came, and this time, it was harder to ignore.
I don't know what's going on with these dogs, bro. They're scared of some. Yo, I'm telling you, bro. That's the second time I heard those bells, bro. The second time. The second time. I'm home all the alone, bro. Nobody is home. Nobody. No one is home. Nobody is home. And those bells. What's wrong, Petey? What's wrong? What do you see? You see something? You see something over here? I'm telling you, those bells, I heard them twice. What the is going on? Petey! 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 Petey, what's going on? The TV turned on. TV turned on. Petey, let's go. Go, Petey. Go. Go out. Go out. Go out. Go. Go out. Go out. Go out. Go out. Go out. What the is going on? What the is going on? What the is going? It turned off. It turned off. Lucy, Bentley, let's go. Bentley, get out. Let's go. Tiberius, let's go. Get the out. Get the out. Get the out. Let's go. Tiberius. Lucy. Oh my God. Charlie, let's go. Come on. Come on, who's home? Come on, who's home? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Come on, T. Come on. Lucy.
His dogs were clearly panicking, and experts in the paranormal world often say that when a dog is afraid, especially without reason, it's often because they're sensing a presence or something dark. And those bells? They're one of the oldest signals of ghostly presence, either announcing arrival or trying to draw attention. Some even say spirits use bells to manipulate energy. One other thing is the timing. The timing of the balls falling on their own wasn't random, and together, all of these strange activities point to one thing: a demonic presence. Days later, things seemed to quiet down, and Matt thought the worst was over. But that's often when spirits become most deceptive, just quiet enough to make you drop your guard. Until this happened.
Bro, I'm playing COD.
my whole PlayStation turns off, and this door opens up by itself, and it was closed because what the was that? What? And the light's going again. And the light's going again. And right there is the light switches to that light. And guess what else I'm about to tell you? Nobody's home. Oh my God. What? And the dogs want no fucking part of it. And why is that door open? Bro? It's coming in threes. It's coming in threes. If you don't believe me, nobody's home. There is the notes that my mom left me when they go on vacation. Honestly, I'm scared as hell right now. Lucy is scared as right now too, actually. Oh my God, bro. I really don't want to look behind this fucking door. Oh my God, bro. What the bro? Bro. What the is going on here, bro? I gotta get out of here, bro. I gotta get the dogs. I'm out of here. Let's go. Get up now. Get up, Petey. We're going. Bentley, come on. This way. Let's go. I'm done making this fucking video. I don't care about this shit anymore. I gotta get these dogs out of this fucking house. Get out. Bentley, come on. Bro, it's Friday the 13th, too. I just realized I got all the dogs out here. And there's my... Oh my God. Did you guys just see that? Bro! Nah. This ain't a game anymore, bro. This shit is up. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Did you guys just see that light going off in my house?
Doors opening on their own, even though they were locked, lights flickering, always at the same time of night. And most disturbing of all, the activity didn't stop even after Matt left the house. That night, he finally contacted the family priest, and honestly, after everything he's been through, we hope the prayers and blessings are strong enough to banish the demon. This footage comes from a woman named Eliza, and what you're about to see is the final proof she needed to believe what she'd been trying to ignore. Eliza and her brother worked the night shift at a small-town movie theater, the kind of town where everyone's heard the rumors, but no one really talks about them. The theater was supposed to be just a job, quiet, simple, routine, but from the very first night, she knew something was wrong. One night, while cleaning out one of the auditoriums, she heard something no one ever expects in an empty theater, a baby crying. At first, she tried to rationalize it, maybe a family was leaving late, but the theater had already been closed for hours, so she checked the entire building. Every auditorium, every hallway, and the only other person there was her brother. When she told him, he didn't believe her and insisted she was hearing things due to stress. But she couldn't shake the feeling, and a few weeks later, her brother was next to getting the scare of his life. During his night shift, he was alone in the bathroom, mopping up, when suddenly, a thick black cloud formed right in front of him. This was not smoke, it wasn't steam, it had shape, mass, and a very strange movement. This was their breaking point, and a few weeks later, they both left the job, deciding it wasn't worth the unease they felt every shift. But then, months later, a coworker sent them something, a clip. According to Eliza, this was the same dark figure standing in the projection area, and although people who weren't there might try to explain it away by saying it's a bird, a bat, or a shadow, Eliza knew better because she'd seen that shape before and felt its presence. Also, with every other encounter stacked against it, there's no other explanation I can get behind, other than the obvious one. That place was haunted. The following video was captured by Liv one quiet Saturday evening while she was home alone with her cat. For weeks now, at exactly 7:33 p.m., she would hear scratching sounds. Not the usual kind you dismiss as pipes or rodents, but deep, deliberate scraping, as if something was trying to claw its way through the walls. On some nights, the doorknobs would rattle, lights would flicker in quick bursts, and the cat would stare into corners as if it's following something invisible. One evening, Liv finally set up her phone to record, and this is what she caught. If you turn your volume up and listen carefully, you'll hear the chilling sound of scratches coming from inside the walls. Then, suddenly, objects begin to fall from shelves like a force was shaking the place from the inside out. Now, here's where it gets weird. People are asking why the cat wasn't reacting, and honestly, it's a fair question. But sometimes animals, especially cats, can grow desensitized to long-term spiritual presences, especially if they've been exposed repeatedly. Some experts even believe the spirit may have attached itself to the cat, which could explain its eerie calmness. Liv isn't taking any more chances, so she's made an appointment to have the house cleansed, and because the activity keeps escalating, she has also contacted a private investigator to dig into the house's history. The following clips were recorded by Linda, who has been experiencing strange and unexplained activity in her home. And the strange part? It only ever happens when she's completely alone. For weeks, she brushed it off as her imagination, until the sounds became impossible to ignore, and it kept happening week after week. She decided to set up a camera, and this is what she captured. You can hear heavy footsteps running up and down the stairs like someone's pacing in a hurry, but she is completely alone, and this strange sound usually lasts for about 20 minutes, and then everything goes still. This disturbing activity continued for weeks, growing worse with time, and at one point, it was not just one staircase, it was every staircase in the house, like the entity had grown bolder or multiplied.
You guys, I'm hearing it again, but from downstairs this time. Nope.
Some skeptics tried to discredit her claim, saying the stairs weren't fully shown in the clips. So, the next time it happened, Linda made sure to record the entire stairs.
I keep hearing somebody walk up and down my stairs, but there is obviously nobody there. There's nothing there. And it keeps coming up and down, up and down.
Now here's what makes this truly terrifying. Hearing running footsteps with no visible source is often linked to residual hauntings. It's a replay of something traumatic, usually tied to moments of panic, flight, or even death. It's like the spirit is stuck, reliving its final moments again and again. And now, Linda has admitted that she no longer feels safe staying in the house alone, so she's sent her footage to a ghost hunter, and an investigation is already underway. We wish her luck. This next clip is about Luke, who recently lost his soul dog, his best friend, over a month ago, and according to him, not a single day passes without thinking of that dog. But last week, his home security cameras caught something strange. Luke says this isn't the first time he's felt his dog trying to reach out, and viewers quickly picked up on something strange when they looked closely at the little dog sitting on the couch. The way its ears suddenly perked up like it heard something too. And this wasn't an isolated event. Luke has heard the jingle of his late dog's collar in the hallway, despite it being tucked away in a drawer. And once, he swears he heard the distinct tapping of claws across the tiles, the exact sound his dog used to make when it walked into the room. With all that's been happening, Luke can't bring himself to believe it's just coincidence. He's convinced his best friend's spirit is still watching over him, letting him know he's not really gone. And honestly, maybe he's right. A guy named Marcus has been dealing with something far worse than nightmares. For months now, he's been jolted out of sleep by violent, unexplainable events happening right inside his room. We're talking drawers yanked open with force, chairs flung to the side, loud bangs against the wall, and sometimes his blankets being pulled off in the middle of the night. On more than one occasion, objects have flown off shelves and deep scratches have appeared on his bedroom wall. Scratches he didn't make. So one night, determined to prove he wasn't losing his mind, Marcus set up a camera while he slept, and this is what he caught.
In the name of Jesus Christ, I ask you to leave this house this instant. In the name of Jesus Christ, I ask you to leave this house.
He lives completely alone, and his bedroom is always locked from the inside before he sleeps, so there's no possible way anyone else could have been in that room. And with the force and aggression of the entity causing these activities, there's no other reason than the presence of a demon. Marcus sent the footage to his family priest, and thankfully, they've scheduled a day for serious prayers and cleansing. We wish him luck in banishing this tormenting spirit. A young mother named Grace has always believed her late husband still watches over their daughter, Emma, who was just a month old when he passed. From lights flickering on during their bedtime routines, to Emma giggling and reaching out toward empty spaces as if someone were there, Grace has experienced enough to believe he visits. One night, she finally caught this on camera.
Go show mama. Go show mommy.
You can see little Emma sobbing uncontrollably, stretching her arms, pointing toward her dad's photo. And whenever she does this, she doesn't calm down until she's holding it in her hands. This video touched so many hearts, and the comments were flooded with people sharing their own emotional experiences and moments they also felt the presence of someone they lost. Have you ever felt something like that? A visit? Or a sign? Because sometimes, all it takes is one moment like this to believe they're still out there. Dan and his wife had just moved into a new apartment, and they were excited to start their family and build memories in their new home. But from day one, the apartment had other plans. It's either the light, the tap turning on in the middle of the night, things falling off shelves that no one touched, gentle footsteps when no one was walking, and sometimes soft humming coming from the hallway. Most visitors brushed it off as poor construction or plumbing issues, but Dan and his wife could feel it wasn't structural, but spiritual. After a few months, they reached out to a medium, and that's when they discovered the truth. According to the medium, the spirit in the apartment was that of a young child who once lived there, the son of the original owners, and he meant no harm. With that knowledge, the couple chose to stay, and they even did a few protective rituals around the house, just in case the spirit decides to be violent. Now, years later, even with kids of their own, the family still lives in the home, and they've grown quite fond of their ghostly roommate. Take a look at what this family has to keep up with living with a ghost.
Get a tissue!
I wasn't picking my nose!
Don't yell like that.
I was putting myself on my nose, but I
Look at
wasn't
me.
picking it.
First of all, don't raise your voice like that. It's inappropriate. And see, now the ghost is very upset. Don't do that.
That and there's no ghost in here.
Well, I don't know.
Dan and his wife are still trying to convince their kids that there is a ghost living with them, but the children aren't buying it. They think it's all one big joke, and the parents don't mind, as long as the kids can still laugh it off. And don't start waking up from nightmares, they're willing to let them believe whatever makes them feel safe. I agree, not many people can handle living with a ghost, but Dan and his family, they don't seem to mind, so we wish them luck and hope they know exactly what they're doing. The following clips were recorded by Kyle Anthony after weeks of claiming his house was haunted, claims none of his close friends or family members took seriously. According to them, it was just stress, or maybe the pipes, but Kyle and his fiancée had been experiencing some truly disturbing things, like utensils clattering in locked drawers, the smell of burning hair with no fire in sight, and strange whispers they could only hear when the lights went out. One night, when Kyle was getting ready for bed, the activity got worse. He was just about to turn off the lights when he heard a violent bang from the attic. It wasn't the kind of creak you'd expect from an old house, but a forceful, frantic pounding, like someone or something was trying to break through the attic door. This time, Kyle made sure he went with his phone, and this is what he captured.
Alright, for any of y'all who don't believe that this is real, and I'm just making it up, I'm about to prove it to you. There's nothing up here. There's nothing up here. Told you.
The force of whatever entity causing this was more than just aggressive, it was invasive. And such violent contacts are often a warning sign the spirit isn't just there, it's asserting its right or declaring ownership. When Kyle got inside the attic, every step he took inside the attic felt like something was waiting, and when he posted the clip online, viewers noticed something he didn't, a glowing orb moving across the screen just before the clip ended. That orb was the confirmation many needed to believe the attic wasn't empty, there was a spirit roaming. But it wasn't just the attic. Every night since then, a strange banging sound would echo from outside, always around the same time, and always from the same direction. One morning, the sound woke them up again, so Kyle stepped outside with his phone, and this is what he saw.
Alright, we woke up to the banging sound outside of our bedroom again. It sounded like it was coming from outside, yet again. But I think I know where it's coming from, so I'm gonna show you. Right there. I think it's coming from there. Something is banging on that. It's happened, it happened last night, it happened 2 nights ago. That's our bedroom window right there. I hope there's nothing trapped in there, raccoon, I don't know. But it's been freaking us out, waking us up. So we're gonna take a look. Goodness gracious. I can't see very far down there. Let me see if my light helps. I can't see all the way to the end, but I don't see anything. And that goes around a corner. can even fit between the blocks in that pipe. But I guess we're gonna have to take a look in there. Fuck.
The crawl space was completely empty with no raccoons and no rats, but Kyle knew what this meant. If there was no animal and it wasn't faulty construction, something else was definitely inside his house. Kyle tried to live with it, hoping it would stop, but the activity only escalated. One night, multiple events happened at once. Unexplainable footsteps, appliances switching on, and a door slamming shut when no one was near.
I did not notice that this door opened by itself. I did not notice. I was just trying to get the heck out of here. And to those of y'all that are asking, did I leave my fiance in the house by herself? No, I did not. She was waiting for me on the porch. I told her that when I got in the car, I was gonna film a TikTok really quick. So she went out and waited on the front porch while I backed the car out of the garage. I would not leave her here by herself on a night when this place is lit up like a rave with lights flickering and doors rattling and all that crap. Of course I wouldn't do that. But, I mean, I guess it's understandable that y'all were asking about it. But no. And I have not been in there. I haven't been in this little utility room yet. It's just the water heater and a bunch of junk. There's not going to be anything in there. But let's have a look. Let's have a look real quick. How about it? Into the darkness we stick our freaking hand. Yeah, nothing there. Junk. Bunch of junk. Greatest TikTok of all time, right?
The energy in this room was noticeably stronger, and it could be that whatever's haunting the house is connected to an event that happened here in the past. Or Kyle may have unknowingly brought something cursed into the house, like a thrifted object, or a secondhand piece of furniture. And we know how these things carry dark energy. Things took a disturbing turn days later, and this time, it wasn't just the banging anymore.
Alright, I'm home alone, and I am hearing a little kid laughing in the basement. And I do not have children. This is freaking me out. Yeah, you hear it too? Go. Move. I'll try to go down there. Oh God, let's see if we hear it. Goodness gracious. Shit. Do you hear that? Oh my God, that's freaky. I don't have children. And I'm home alone. My fiance just went with her sister to the mall. Don't hear it anymore now. Goodness gracious.
If you listen closely, you'll hear the creepy sound of children laughing, and even the cats are visibly agitated. Sometimes hearing children laughing, especially when there are no children around, can be a dark spirit pretending to be something innocent to lure you in before revealing their true form. Kyle has not been able to have one single peaceful night without something strange happening, and it was getting impossible to dismiss it as a coincidence. One night, Kyle tried to get some sleep, praying nothing would happen, but something woke him up. Other than what you just saw in the clip, if you look closely, you'll see a faint pulsing light in the glass jar sitting on top of the TV stand, almost like something alive trapped inside, or a contained energy trying to manifest. Experts say when spirits grow bold enough to interfere with light, especially enclosed light, they've grown stronger. And this was really the case because after this night, it became worse.
This is freaking crazy. Check this out. The knocking is happening in the attic. Listen to that. Gosh dang it. The light just keeps... Why is this my life? Yo, this is driving me nuts. It's just constant. I don't know what to do. I just do not know what to do. Goodness.
When an expert reviewed this footage, they pointed out something bizarre. The knocks followed a pattern. 9 knocks, then 14. That's I and N in the alphabet for in. Was it trying to say it was inside, or was it inviting Kyle in? Some believe it was trying to possess a space, or even a person. Others pointed out the eerie synchronicity between the knocking and Kyle's emotions, as if the spirit was feeding off his fear. At this point, Kyle was torn between 2 horrifying possibilities. Either something was trying to torment him, or it was desperately trying to say something. But how do you tell the difference? He has tried everything. Salt across the doorways, iron nails near the windows, even burning sage, and it helped for a week until this happened.
I'll watch this and tell me if you see what I see. Well, I thought we had a quiet night, Shelley. Thought we had a quiet night. It was a quiet night. Everything just stopped. Here, play with that.
If you look closely toward the bottom left corner, you'll see a shadowy figure moving, and if you keep watching, you'll see something even worse. The small box was moving. After Kyle posted this clip, viewers were seriously worried, not just about the spirit, but about Kyle's safety. Many warned him that keeping objects like that doll could lead to possession, or even spiritual attachment that follows him outside the house, and they're not wrong. Others are convinced the doll is the source of all the activities, and that the spirit might stop playing games and become hostile. And judging by how things have been escalating, they might be right, because this kind of activity doesn't fade, it grows. Kyle has reached out to a ghost hunter, and the full footage has been sent in for professional review. Hopefully, they'll be able to pinpoint exactly what's been causing the surge in activity and how to get rid of it. But from everything we've seen, I don't have any doubt. There's a ghost in that house. This next clip was recorded by Sammy, who had been sensing something strange in her home for weeks now. At first, it was small things like the lights flickering at midnight, the sound of someone pacing in the hallway when she was home alone, and an icy breeze that always seemed to pass through the living room without warning. But what really convinced her that something wasn't right was her dog. Sammy's dog had always been calm, but lately it had started growling at empty corners, barking aggressively toward the hallway, refusing to enter certain rooms entirely, and even barking furiously at the empty chair that sat facing her bed. Sammy brushed it off at first, until one evening her dog refused to enter her room, and when her dog finally did, this was what happened. People say if you have a chair facing your bed, the dead come to sit and watch while you sleep. And if you leave a mirror facing your bed, you open a portal between this world and theirs. But Sammy isn't too bothered by these warnings. In fact, she welcomes the idea because she's been connecting with spirits since she was 4. But she agrees something was different about this night, so in her next clip, she revealed something deeply personal. Sammy believes it could be her twin brother who her mother lost during pregnancy, and the timing made it more convincing. That night was their birthday, so it felt too timed to be a coincidence. Still, to be sure, she sent the clips to a trusted medium and is currently awaiting a full reading. But the fact that the dog is growling like this is enough reason to consider other possibilities. Because dogs often detect dark spirits faster than humans, and growling, especially at a fixed spot, is a classic sign of a dark presence. We can't say for sure what it is yet, but I think we can all agree on one thing. There's certainly a spirit in that house. In the following video, Kelsey shares a strange experience that took place just days after a heartbreaking loss, and she even shares what she thinks might be behind it. Now, just for context, Kelsey's grandfather was a huge believer in ghosts and spirits, and he always told her that if he ever made it to the other side, he'd find a way to prove he's still around. Sadly, he passed away on November 12th, 23, and 2 days later, Kelsey woke up to this.
See? What the? What the? Nobody's down here.
For some reason, the lights downstairs were flashing, and at first she assumed one of her kids had gotten out of bed and was messing around. But here's where it gets strange. As she reaches halfway down the stairs, the lights suddenly turn off and stay off. But with nothing unusual in sight, she goes back to bed. A few moments later, it happens again, only this time she wakes her husband and they both go to check. And once again, right when they get halfway down the stairs, the lights turn off and stay off. Now, this is where things start to get pretty creepy. Ever since that night, it hasn't happened again, so now Kelsey is left wondering, is this just faulty wiring, a coincidence, a sign from her grandpa like he promised, or something else entirely? Some viewers believe it was a gentle message from her grandpa. Others aren't so sure, and some wonder if it wasn't her grandfather at all, but something else entirely. Like other videos, I'll let you come up with your own conclusions. Now, this next video comes from Kuma, a content creator who usually posts casual moments from his everyday life, time with friends, and life around the city. But viewers get completely thrown off when he shares something way creepier, an unsettling encounter inside his new home, which used to be a church before it was converted into a community space. Before we get into the footage, here's what you need to know. Kuma had barely been living in the house for 3 days when he started hearing unexplained screams and strange noises echoing through the building late at night. And according to him, the strange activity seemed to intensify right after he and his friends had a conversation about the paranormal events that happened at his old place. But it gets a whole lot stranger when his friends come over one evening and they actually catch something on camera. Have a look. This white balloon was gently drifting through the hallway like it had somewhere to be, but the moment they decide to follow it, and as they're talking about how bizarre it is, the balloon suddenly stops, then begins moving faster, this time chasing them instead. At this point, they panic and run.
Separate? No. Like, move away from it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was like, no. It is what in the say faster, motherfucker.
It continued to get quicker and more aggressive.
If it comes towards us, I'm grabbing shit, we're dipping.
But here's the strange part. Somehow, the balloon ends up exactly where they run to, and the way it moves, it's not random. It drifts with intent, slowing down, then speeding up, like it's choosing where to go next.
In here. Oh, hell no! Oh, shit! If it comes in towards up,
The noise you hear is a small electrical box that has the littlest airflow that has ever existed.
Dude, no.
Oh, it's being blown around.
Okay, wait, maybe it's done now. Dude, you snapped over that way. Why? Why? Dude, no, because like my phone's actually like glitching out too. Why the Hold on. Dude, we're gonna have to walk home. Okay, that was that. Oh, wait, that no, because... That was that. Okay, we might have got it trapped. Is it cold?
Oh, there's barely even coming out of it.
Why is it going so fast then?
Move,
There was
move.
no air in that shit.
It eventually stops at the base of the stairs, almost like it's deciding what to do, maybe watching them split up and trying to figure out who to follow. But when one of the friends heads to the other side of the building to investigate further, he sees something else.
The second one snuck down the stairs and jolted upwards. We investigated, and there were no signs of force there anywhere at that time.
You can come back down here and join us. You probably just got pushed by some air.
I know it's probably frustrating to have been pushed around by all that air, but as you can see with the other balloon, it's not as windy over here in the middle by us.
It went almost the same route as the first balloon.
And guess what it's doing? Are you gonna come join us, or are you gonna go downstairs?
Apparently, there's two of them. After quietly monitoring it, the balloon drifts quietly into the gym and settles in a shadowy corner of the room where it stops moving completely. Now, looking back at the video, viewers point out that while it might seem funny at first, there's something really unsettling about the movement of these balloons, especially when you remember this building had years of untouched history. And who knows what may have taken place within those walls. Somehow, the whole thing feels like more than coincidence and remains a mystery. This next clip shows Luke having a quiet evening when he decides to check his CCTV footage just out of curiosity, but what he finds completely throws him off. Watch.
So I'm currently home alone, watching mine CTV. Mind you, my masks are right up there. What the f*** is this? So like I said, I'm watching this bullshit as if that's not freaky enough. At midnight, home alone. What's really creeping me out is the fact that there is a mask on my fridge. Here, let me zoom. That's not my mask. My mask is behind me. So I don't know who put that mask here. Bro, what the f? Where'd the fucking mask go?
While Luke is still trying to explain, it suddenly disappears, almost like something removed it entirely. But this incident gets a whole lot stranger because after sharing the clip online, viewers start pointing out something Luke hadn't noticed before, and the reaction forces him to make a pretty big confession, along with a brand new wave of concern. Here's what he shared.
I didn't expect this video to blow up, but since y'all are asking, we live up in this hoe. We live. The masks are up there. But I'm going to shoot you guys straight. I did put a mask on top of the fridge. But what I can't seem to understand, and what I'm actually kind of fucking freaked out about, is the fact that there was a silhouette. See, I hate to be the bearer of bad news because I did put this mask over there. I'll admit it, I did. But what's freaking me out is you guys pointing out the fact that there's a silhouette. I don't know what's casting a shadow here or what's going on here, but like, I did have to turn on the lights after this because you guys started pointing this out. I turned on the lights and put on the office because what the fuck? Is Michael Myers up in my house? What the fuck just happened? That's some bullshit. Alright, so there's the fridge that I put the mask on top of. It was sitting right up there. There's the piece of paper, but I have no idea what could have casted the shadow or made the silhouette. I'm still confused by this. It's freaking me out. I don't know.
Some viewers believe something inside the house has taken form, that whatever presence may be there has chosen a face and is starting to make itself known. And with the growing number of strange things he's experiencing, he's starting to wonder if whatever this is might not stop here. Luke also admits that there have been odd things happening around the house for a while now, things he thought were nothing until this video started getting traction. Luke is still confused by it all, and honestly a little unsettled because somehow what people saw in this clip is worse than what he originally posted. Paranormal or not, something doesn't feel right here. In this next clip, Alea shares some strange activity that's been happening in their home, particularly in their bedroom. According to her, things have been visibly moving on the bed in ways that don't make any sense. One night, she sees this when she decides to check her security camera footage, and when she turns around and something even more unsettling was happening. Take a look. You can clearly see the cover shifting, like something is crawling under it. But there's no wind, no air vent, and Alea explains that the background noise is just white noise from her TV, which she was recording at the time. She also points out that the bed is flat on the floor, making it even more confusing. And what makes this even more unsettling is the timing. Alea had recently lost 2 significant people in her life, both within just 5 months of each other. So naturally, the idea that this could be connected isn't easy to ignore. But this is where things start to get pretty creepy. One comment in particular caught Alea's attention, someone warning that the activity might escalate. And they weren't wrong because not long after, this happens.
That's never done that.
That cabinet had never acted up before until the bed activity started, and from there, it's been one strange event after another. Nothing in the house feels normal anymore. Now, Alea and her husband aren't exactly scared because they've lived in a house with what they believe was demonic energy before, but this time, they're just trying to figure out what exactly they're dealing with. So, did Alea capture something paranormal, or is there another explanation for what's going on in their home? You decide. This next video comes from content creators who work off the coast of Maine and describe themselves as the lobster captains of the FV Frequent Flyer. While filming one of their usual drives, they pass an old, decaying house sitting alone in the woods, and what they capture on camera leaves them completely baffled. Watch.
So this house, the first time we passed it, Chase said the bottom part was not blinking. It was on, but it wasn't blinking. See how the different lights are at different intervals. The kitchen light being on. And then in the fire room over there's a light that's going off and on. No one lives here. I think that this house may be haunted. Chase is gonna go inside and check it out.
Fuck you, I am.
Ladies and gentlemen, this house is vacant right now. And it's more than one electrical circuit, so it can't be one malfunctioning.
For some reason, the lights inside the house are flickering, but here's the weird part. The creators confirmed that the owners live out of state and did not have power on. So, what exactly is going on in this house? A year later, they returned to check on the same property, and what they captured this time is even more unsettling. Take a look.
Who would pay for electricity? Whoa, something just changed. Did you just see that? Something most definitely just changed.
What changed?
One of the lights paused for a second. There's no cars. It's 10 o'clock at night. This is 1 year later. Now, we did meet the girl that grew up here. This was her childhood home. She absolutely 100% said it was haunted.
She actually made
a video. What is her screen name? Jenna
something, I can't remember.
She 100% confirmed that this house is haunted. I just can't imagine anybody keeping the fucking power on for the lights to blink.
Now, aside from the creators confirming their story with someone named Jenna, things take a strange turn in the comments section. Jenna's sister, Alyssa, leaves a message confirming the house is, in her words, haunted. She writes, "Jenna is my sister, and I am also going to confirm that this house is haunted." Another very strange thing the creators revealed was that the house had been abandoned for years, but the family never put it up for sale and simply just let it rot. But the strangest part of all, and maybe the most unsettling, happened the next morning when the creators returned for one last look. Here's what they captured.
So it looks like one light downstairs is blinking, but the upstairs light isn't. This is a house during the daytime. Timer maybe? I don't know. But as you can see, it's definitely grown up. Okay, let's get the hell out of here. Screw this place. So one light is on, blinking, but the upstairs And the downstairs second light that was blinking is not on.
Viewers got into overdrive and started picking out even more details, pointing to shapes, shadows, and faces that the creators hadn't noticed at all. And while the creators haven't posted any updates since then, these videos still circulate and continue to raise questions. Was something hiding in plain sight all along? Or is there a more rational explanation behind the flickering lights and shadowy figures? This one remains a mystery. In the following video, a lady is casually filming her drunk roommate, but then something unexpected happens. Take a look.
What? 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 What are you doing? Did you not hear that? No. Are you sure? Sinji.
At first, it all seems like her roommate is just being dramatic, but when they go back to rewatch the footage, she realizes she may have had a reason to panic. If you watch closely, the dog is acting strange too, almost like it senses something, or someone say that we can't see. Now, this is where things start to get pretty creepy. The clip quickly sparked debate online. One of the main theories, the large mirror facing the bed. Viewers claim that placing a mirror opposite your bed can act as a spiritual portal, inviting in unwanted guests or giving certain entities a clear view of you while you sleep. And suddenly, her roommate's reaction doesn't seem so funny anymore. So, was it a reflection glitch or something far more unsettling? Whatever this was, it still startles them to this day. There's something undeniably eerie about little kids interacting with things we can't see, especially when there's history behind it. In this next clip, Daisy shares a moment involving her daughter that she just couldn't ignore. She laughs at empty corners, plays games that seem to involve someone else, and stares out the window for far too long, as if waiting for someone. At first, Daisy thought it was all part of growing up, until one morning, her daughter did something she couldn't explain, and that's when she decided to record. But before we show you the clip, there's some backstory you need to know. When Daisy first moved into the neighborhood, she became very close to a sweet elderly woman next door, affectionately called Granny by everyone. Granny was especially thrilled to learn that Daisy's due date was on her own birthday, and when the baby arrived, it was like they were meant to meet. Granny absolutely adored her, and the two of them formed a quiet, beautiful bond. One of those rare connections that doesn't need words to be felt. They had tons of beautiful moments together, and the baby always looked forward to visiting. Sadly, Granny passed away at the age of 101. A year later, Daisy bought Granny's old house, and that's when these strange behaviors started. One day, while pulling out of the driveway, this happens. Watch.
¿Dónde? ¿Qué estás viendo? ¿Qué estás viendo, mamá? ¿Dónde? ¿Dónde? ¿Qué? Are you playing peekaboo? ¿Qué estás viendo, mamá? ¿Qué? ¿Qué? ¿Qué pasó? ¿Dónde?
Daisy's daughter is caught talking and laughing with someone or something no one can see. Then she starts to play games. Games Daisy instantly recognized as the same ones Granny used to play with her. And strangely, this all seems to happen around the same places Granny once loved. One detail Daisy mentioned that really stuck with people is Granny's roses. Granny planted them in the backyard years ago, and now every single morning, Daisy's little girl waters them, like it's part of a shared ritual between them. And while she does it, she's laughing and talking like there's someone there with her. A lot of people are convinced the little girl still sees Granny, and they might be right, but like other videos, I'll let you decide. Now, in this next video, Amber is trying to get rid of a ghost she believes is in her house by literally locking it out. But while she's at it, this happens. Have a look.
We're gonna be really quiet. Oh my god, those are footsteps upstairs. I'm about to shit my pants. Stop. Oh my god, that footsteps go down the attic stairs. Wait, I can lock it from the outside, right? Right? I can lock it.
Amber moved into this house fully aware that the previous tenants had lost their mother inside it, and according to them, her spirit never truly left. It's been years now, and while Amber admits the spirit does mess with her from time to time, she's convinced it's friendly. She even has cameras set up all over the house, not for security, but to monitor the ghost movements. One night, she's sitting down to watch a scary movie, and just as things get intense, this happens.
Dan.
Oh.
Dan, leave me.
It's okay. It's okay.
The lights went off, then came back on, as if something was messing with her right in the middle of the movie. Still, she insists she's living with a nice ghost, and to prove that, she posted this next clip. Watch.
Really? Yeah.
Let me explain what happened here. Amber had a job interview the next day and couldn't find the envelope that held her important documents. After hours of searching, she found it, and to be extra safe, she placed it somewhere she knew she wouldn't forget. But apparently, the ghost didn't trust her memory. Amber says the ghost deliberately knocked the envelope out as a reminder for her to put it straight in her purse. Now, some people wondered why her dogs didn't react, but Amber says they're just as used to the ghost as she is. And honestly, that might be true. Animals tend to react to unfamiliar energy, but if this presence has always been part of the household, it might feel completely normal to them by now. To Amber, this isn't haunting, and she's totally content living with the spirit, but still, just how long will this so-called peaceful coexistence last? For now, no one can say. In the following video, Jenna is in the middle of vlogging her morning routine when she suddenly hears her daughter yelling at someone and walks in, clearly upset. Watch this.
What? She's not getting down. Who, honey?
Kalang's not getting down.
What's her name?
Kalang is not
Kalang?
getting down. Yeah, she's not getting down.
Where is she, honey? Where is she?
She's in the living room. She's not getting off the chair.
Okay. What would you like me to do about this?
She's She needs to get off the chair because she's gonna fall on her head.
Okay, how does she look?
Looks like she has makeup on herself.
Okay.
She's not listening to my words.
Okay, go tell her to get down and then see if she gets down. Okay?
T. Come on, you can get down. Okay. Good job. Thank you. She got down.
Are you playing with her?
Oh, yes, I'm in there. She was just there on the chair. Because I liked her to get off, so. But she's on.
Okay.
Turns out her daughter is upset because her friend in the living room, which was completely empty, isn't listening to her. But what really caught people off guard was the name the little girl used. Several viewers quickly pointed out that the name closely resembled Kalanarang, a legendary figure from Javanese and Balinese folklore, known as a powerful witch who practiced black magic in the 11th century. She's often described as always being on full makeup, something the little girl also mentioned. And suddenly, what seemed like an innocent imaginary friend started to feel a lot darker. But Jenna isn't buying it. She believes it's just a harmless imaginary friend. So to prove her point, she recorded a conversation with her daughter, asking her more about this mysterious friend. Have a look.
Kalan gave me a hug.
She did?
Yeah, because she's so nice.
Oh, how old is she?
5.
She's 5. What color of hair does she have?
I don't know. Maybe a yellow hair?
Yellow hair?
Yeah.
Okay. Is Kalong nice or is she mean?
Nice.
She's nice to you?
Yeah.
That's good. What does she wear? What kind of clothes does she wear?
She wears my clothes.
She wears your clothes.
She does. She really wants my clothes because she wanted to wear them.
Oh.
Kalan, are you okay back there? You want me to come with you?
She in the back seat?
Yeah. She wants me to come with her.
Well, you can't. You have to be in your car seat.
Why?
Because you're 3. Why is Kalong in my car?
Because she wants to.
Okay. Does she follow you everywhere?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mom,
Mm-hmm.
maybe me and Kalan can go on a walk tomorrow.
Maybe.
While some viewers found the interaction harmless, even adorable, others couldn't shake the feeling that this was more than just a child's imagination. One viewer even shared a terrifying personal story. She wrote, "Just always keep an eye on her. My daughter fell from a bunk bed, and later that day she told me her friend told her to get up, then pushed her." Comments like this, combined with the idea that something invisible is constantly around a child, made viewers seriously concerned. Because when kids have friends that no one else can see, it rarely ends well. Jenna still isn't convinced, but we can only hope she's right, and that she and her little girl stay safe. This next clip comes from Felix, a man living in Castle Pines, Colorado. But his story isn't about one haunted house, it's about many. For reasons even he can't explain, Felix and his family have been forced to move constantly. They never last more than 3 months in one place, because the strange activity always finds them. Whether it's twisted figures with long tentacle-like limbs watching them from dark corners, or the sudden overwhelming stench of sulfur with no source in sight, something is clearly not right. And with each move, the encounters get worse. One evening, Felix is home alone when he hears loud, persistent banging coming from the basement. He grabs his phone to record, walks over to investigate, and this is what he sees. Watch.
JC, this is what I have to deal with. Here we go. Hello?
If you look closely, you'll see a strange figure passing by, but things only get terrifying when he goes to the basement to investigate the noise. If you listen closely, there's the sound of a woman sobbing. Now here's where it gets disturbing. Many believe this is no ordinary spirit, that if you hear a woman crying, or see a child alone, it's often a demon using a familiar voice to lure you closer. Felix doesn't know for sure if he's dealing with a ghost or something far more dangerous. But what do you think? Is his constant moving just a string of bad luck, or is something paranormal following him from house to house? The following clip was recorded by a woman named Angelina while she was at the infamous Crescent Hotel in Eureka Springs, Arkansas, a place many believe to be one of the most haunted hotels in America. Over the years, guests and investigators have reported hundreds of strange encounters here, but what Angelina experiences is subtle but deeply unsettling. It's around 6 a.m. and she's enjoying a quiet morning on the balcony with her coffee. When this happens, watch.
Sydney, there's a ghost singing out here. I'm not even kidding you. Come here. Come here. Just sit out here. Just sit there. It sounds like it's coming right next door, and it's not. Nobody's there. I looked. Just sit down. It'll happen. Are you glad I woke you up? What? Are you glad I woke you up? You would want me to, right? Where is it? It's supposedly coming from over there, but it stops and goes and goes. It's real. You'll hear it. Just sit and listen. Oh my gosh, this is so good.
If you turn your volume up, you'll hear the soft voice of a woman humming an old-fashioned tune, almost like something out of the 1920s. Now here's the strange part. She thinks about waking her daughter so she wouldn't have to experience this alone, but something tells her the sound would stop if she wakes her daughter, and that's exactly what happens. The moment her daughter joins her, the sound disappears completely. Angelina later writes, "I've had a ghost talk to me, grab my hand and poke my back all night long. But this felt different, exciting, but also unnerving, because when she checked, there was no one nearby." After she posted the video, several viewers shared their own terrifying and strange experiences at the same hotel. One person even pointed out that the balcony she filmed from closely resembles the one tied to the legend of the Lady in White, one of the Crescent Hotel's most well-known spirits said to have fallen from that very spot. Now, Angelina has concluded that something paranormal occurred here, but as always, I'll let you be the judge on that. What exactly do you think happened during this recording? Let me know your thoughts on this one. This next clip was recorded by a couple who prefer to go by their initials, K and T. After a year of silence, they are finally speaking up about the strange happenings in their home, like hearing whispers in empty rooms, doors opening on their own, and hearing sounds of heavy breathing just outside their bedroom door at night. But the strangest part is, it only happens when they talk about it. Almost like whatever's living with them is listening. At first, they tried to ignore it, but one morning while preparing breakfast, they heard that same familiar sound. And this time, they grabbed their phones to finally catch it on camera. Watch this.
All right, TikTok, here's our door. Hinges to the ground. Okay. The handle up behind and down. Okay, that's everything. Can you close the door? Yes.
Can you close the door? Brittany, please?
They've had this particular door checked by professionals multiple times, even replaced it 3 times in 1 year, just to rule out drafts or faulty hinges. But after all that, and everything else they've experienced, they've come to a conclusion. It's not the door, it's a ghost. Now, they've contacted a medium to figure out what the spirit wants. Now, this next clip comes from a woman named Kaylee, and to be honest, everyone who has seen this video can't wrap their heads around why she's still living in that house. She's been hearing strange sounds, like something heavy being rolled across the upstairs bedroom floor, but what she captured on video one night says otherwise.
I know. I heard a noise. I know I did. It came from that room and this bedroom like it always does. Did you guys hear that? I know I probably seem crazy right now, and that's fine. That's valid.
Watch closely. You'll notice the door moving on its own, along with faint tapping sounds. At the time, that's all she gets on camera, but things only got worse. The next night, Kaylee records again, just to prove she's not losing her mind, and this happens.
this way. Goosebumps. I don't know if you can tell, but I am a little freaked out this time. Oh shit, I left the attic unlocked. Attic lock check gone wrong because I left that shit unlocked. It's fine though. Did you guys see that though? When I was on the other side of this door. Damn, that shit opened fast. Just gonna one last peek in the living room.
After posting the video, she joked that it had to be her husband messing with her, but viewers weren't buying it. Some pointed out something Kaylee didn't notice at the time, a faint woman's chuckle right after she says, "Did you see that?" Others mention how there were no footsteps or shadows visible, and if someone had actually been nearby, there should have been some kind of movement or they could have heard footsteps. But the most unsettling thing was the fact that she had dolls. Viewers couldn't shake the feeling that something was off, especially with the way the dolls were positioned and the way they looked. A few days later, Kaylee is meditating upstairs in her usual chair when a strange, low-pitched vibration starts out of nowhere. She tries to ignore it, but after 2 minutes, it doesn't stop, so she gets up to investigate. That's when she sees this.
Goosebumps. This has never happened before. Ever. I was meditating right there like I always do. What the I'm genuinely so freaked out. I never get freaked out like this. What the f?
A candle holder, vibrating all on its own. There's no fan, no heater, no air current, nothing that could explain it, but it doesn't stop there. What happens next takes things to a whole new level. You'll notice that nothing else in the room is moving, which rules out a draft. But more than what she could see, Kaylee also says that in that moment, she could feel a heavy presence, like someone was standing right behind her, but she was home alone. She has been finding ways to rationalize the strange events that have been happening in her house, but this time, she had nothing. And from this moment, the activity in the house escalated. She couldn't sleep, became restless, and night after night, the tension in the house only grew. Finally, one evening, she decides to sleep in a specific Airbnb room where the activity tends to spike, and to record everything. This is what she captures.
last time I couldn't find it. Do you guys see it? And I'm just blind. Not sure where that came from, but damn, I really didn't want to lose that chain. But I guess that is a sign. And no, I don't know why this W is here. It was there when we moved in.
The tapping started again. Sharp, deliberate, and too consistent to be written off as water pipes or heating systems. What's even more disturbing is that the tapping sounds match the ones she's heard before, particularly in the downstairs living room. But what really unsettled viewers came later when Kaylee opened the attic, the creepy looking doll that sat alone on the blanket. Kaylee even gave it a name, Betsy, and apparently in a previous clip she shared, there was a chain line on the blanket next to Betsy. But now, it had completely vanished. Many viewers, however, commended her for being brave enough to even enter that attic, especially at night, and for the fact that with all the strange activities going on in this house, Kaylee and her husband still feel oddly at peace in the home. They've received countless messages urging them to leave, to cleanse the space, even to burn sage and get rid of the dolls. But according to them, something about the energy feels innocent, like whatever's there doesn't want to hurt them, it's just part of the home and they're willing to coexist with it. We wish them luck and hope whatever is living in that house continues to mean no harm.